right, y'all. I just want to know one thing: is divorce making people broker? Because by the looks of it, it is. And stay with me. So, as you guys know, I've never been married and I've never been divorced because the 100% like of divorces come from marriage. So there's that. But I had to ask myself. I have been hearing so many stories about people going broke during a divorce. Let me give you three cases of this actually happening. The first case is man marries woman on their second marriage. The man walks away with $400,000 worth of IRS debt, 56K of spouse student loan debt because he was a co-signer, over $10,000 worth of state tax debt because it was never paid. In addition to paying for the divorce. I could not believe it. I could not believe that so many people were being paralyzed by the expenses that come with the book. I mean, the justice of peace is how much money? How much is the justice of peace? Like, I thought that was like close to free. I mean, it is so expensive to get a divorce. Subject number two. Subject number two is now facing custody battles after a nasty divorce. Now, you're probably like, that's not divorce. No. There are trickle effects that come with divorce because you have to ask, well, who's going to get what? Who's going to get the kids? Now, the divorce itself may have been lesser. I don't know. My whole point is there's a young lady who currently has no ability to borrow. She has maxed out all of her credit cards. She has no money. Her car is broke down and she has no money to buy another car. She has to rent for months and months and months until she can finally get a new car again. Mind you, you are renting that car. That could be used towards a down payment, but then you walk into predatory lending and then you have to pay 23% interest rates. Divorce is freaking expensive. That's not why I didn't get married though. Now, the third young lady, Japanese American woman, gets married, is very just kind of like, she's very modest and very light spoken. Like she's very sweet, very kind. I don't know all the details of all these divorces. Like I don't know who did what. People say one person cheating, another person didn't cheat. People say that person was abusive, that person was not abusive. Like, I don't care about what happened in a divorce. My point is that we are here. Now, here we are a year after trying to file for divorce. And you know how long it takes for people to get divorced because people don't want to sign the paperwork? Bruh. Imagine being in a relationship and nobody trying to get out, and well, actually one person trying to get out, another person trying to stay in. You know how many men probably too, I don't know, I've never met a man that had this situation, but I had a situation where women are trying to get divorces and they end up not being able to get a divorce because the man will not sign the papers. On another case, I have seen, well, let me finish the Japanese American young lady story. So she tells me just today, I have emptied out my entire savings. This is the first month I've never been able to pay my credit card bills. She said the divorce is not final until next month. Whoa. How much money are y'all spending on divorces? And if I was like, that was my last and final. I don't know. To me, it just seemed like it would be my last and final, like my last and final marriage. Like we did this already, it's not gonna work again. Now, granted, Western civilization marriages are kind of different from like the rest of the world. I think because we marry for different reasons. I think here we are just very lascivious in some cases. And then some of us walk into it because we just don't know what the hell we're doing. Now, there's another story. So I guess there's a fourth person here. Another story of a woman who basically tells a man that I'm not divorcing you until you pay off this house. Pay off the mortgage got at least 6 years left. So you mean I gotta be married in this relationship for 6 years before we can even like, oh, Now I understand why bro was like, I'll pay the house off, but I'm not living here. He had rent in one place and a mortgage in another place. When I tell you divorce is expensive, I don't mean that to be like lighthearted about it. Like, I have been in church for a long time, and I thought that people talked about marriage, like don't have sex till you're married, but nobody ever told me about divorce. Okay, I had a long conversation about this, and I also had a conversation about alimony because I didn't understand what alimony actually was. So I had to look it up, obviously, because I didn't know. So I'm going to read to you what I learned about alimony, because there are different types of alimony. Their common types of alimony is paid while divorce is pending. So if I stretch this out, I can still make you pay me. Now, granted, alimony is normally given to the person who is less for income. That's what it says here. But at the same time, it's like, I'm going to be paying this person. Like, think about it. I'm married a millionaire. I didn't get paid that much money. And then he has to pay me alimony. I always say that. Alimony. Like, it's alimony. I don't know. But I got to be married and like, or not married. And so this person is paying alimony. And let me tell you something. There are women who pay alimony to men, just like there are men who pay alimony to women. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's what my coworker always told me. She's like, can you imagine? Can you imagine paying alimony for years and years and years until divorce is final? You have temporary alimony. You have rehabilitative alimony, paid for a period of time to help a spouse gain education, training, or employment. You have permanent alimony or indefinite alimony, less common, usually reserved for long marriages or situations where a spouse cannot become self-supporting due to age or disability. You have a lump sum alimony, a one-time payment instead of monthly payments. I don't know about you, but I think the real come up is this alimony situation. It's like getting benefits, like for a long period of time. And that's if you qualify. Granted, like I told you before, I've never been married before, but this whole alimony situation, somebody is winning. Okay. Now, I don't know if that can be coupled with other things. So it says, here it is. It says alimony is separate from child support. Child support is for the children. Alimony is for the former spouse. So I'm getting both. Let me know in the comments. Has this happened to you? You know somebody that did it? If you have, like, follow, and subscribe for more. But also, let us know, like, how are y'all doing this? Divorce is expensive.